and I brought it up with Sean Powell, Rob.
Sean was too nice with everybody. Everything's great, according to Sean.
He was nice. Well, you that way when it comes to baseball. So don't try to get all hard now.
No, I'm just saying. Look at that, like he's okay with the Suns where they are. He's okay with the Lakers where they are. That's all. That's what I mean by it.
He might. Yeah, I mean, I think the Lakers are. Rob, I thought they could have won the championship if they hadn't played Denver. Assuming somebody else would beat Denver. So I think they're a good team. And Phoenix might not. Their best option just might be, Rob, to bring back the 3 because they're just in such salary cap distress. But I hear you. He was definitely nice to everybody. He wrote an article, though, I brought up about how LeBron and Steph and KD are all out. These are the 3 best players, Rob, of this generation. You would agree with that, I imagine.
Yep.
Steph, LeBron, and KD, like their generation. Obviously, we got a new one now with Jokic and Giannis and these guys. But they're all out. And, Rob, I will say this first. It should be a changing of the guard. In fact, Rob, it should have happened a long time ago. LeBron James at 39 should not be running the league. We've never seen, no player has ever done that, including Michael Jordan, including Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who did win championships at that age, but he was giving you 7 rebounds a night, 14 to 17 points a night. Magic and Worthy were kind of the driving forces at that point. Steph Curry is 35. Durant's 35. Steph might even be 36. But, Rob, this Magic, and I get it, obviously, him with the HIV, it was a different situation, but he was done in his early 30s. Bird was done in his early 30s. Isaiah in Detroit was done in his early 30s. This is an aberration. I don't know if it's an aberration now, Rob, because, what LeBron's doing certainly is, but guys will probably play longer now. The nutrition, the load management. They're not playing as many
training staff, the flights.
Yeah. Many
everything.
Advantages. The shoes, even, Rob. The shoe. Remember Jordan, his last game as a Bull at Madison Square Garden? Do you remember when? I think it was his last game, but it was one of them, if not the very last. And he wore the Jordan 1s. Do you remember that? Yeah. And at halftime, his feet were bleeding.
Right.
You take a pair of Jordan 1s. I know you got many of them, right? You can't even imagine playing in those things now.
No.
Right? Don't they seem so thin, the sole and everything?
He thought he was playing
and back
in a pair
then they were used to it.
Of the ball sneakers.
You say, right. But when you played in them, in 1986 or whenever they came out, 85, that's what your feet were used to.
Yeah.
Heck, guys used to play in Chuck Taylors, so they were used to it.
I don't know how they played in those, Chris, the Chuck Taylors.
Rob,
you can't even walk around in those for an hour, Chris. Have you tried those on?
Yeah, I used to. Did I play? I think I was a little kid, but I played ball in them. Yeah, I have a pair of Chucks. You're right. It feels like you're wearing dress shoes,
right?
Almost, But I played, Rob, remember the top 10s Adidas? Those things are so thin, the soles, and I played in those. I had holes in my shoes by the time the season was over, but you played in those. And so that even is better, the equipment, the shoes and everything. But that's why the change in the guard hasn't taken place already, because these guys have had incredibly long careers. And we'll see. I think that will kind of be the case. Not necessarily what LeBron's doing, but I do think, Rob, guys will be very good still in there at 35, 36, 37 going forward. But I will say this as far as the changing of the guard. I don't think LeBron, Steph, or KD will ever win a championship again. And the only way I think they could have a good chance of doing it would be if at least two of them teamed up. So if KD went to the Lakers, or LeBron went to the Warriors, or Steph went to the Lakers or something like that.
Right.
And I got to be honest, Rob, I know my gut is you wouldn't like it. Man, I would love it for the story if two or all three. I know that's a pipe dream.
Come on, Chris.
I'm
really,
dreaming
yeah,
now.
Okay.
But if they linked up this summer when they play for Team USA, they should talk about it.
I don't want to see that.
It'd be a
and
great
I would hope
story.
that they lose if they were to team up and lose. But
win or lose, it would just be a fun story. It'd be an awesome story. That's what we're about, stories.
Yeah, I don't.
Journalists.
Yeah, I don't like it. We are.
You
about
wouldn't
stories.
even. So you wouldn't want to see.
No, I would want to root against them. I would be like, I hope.
But would
they
you
lose.
want to see? That's fine. But
No,
would you
no.
want to see it?
I really wouldn't want to see it because I don't think that's where, when you talk about competition, Chris, I get it from the story angle.
Well, it would still be competition, though. I mean, there
know.
wouldn't be assured of winning it.
Of course not. We saw Scottie Pippen, Charles Barkley, and who else was
Olajuwon.
And Olajuwon. They didn't
and
win.
before Pippen, they had Drexler, and they didn't win.
You know what I mean? Right. So I get that.
And remember in L.A., and here, this is the template for it, Rob.
Yep.
Shaq and Kobe, who joined them there last year in L.A.?
Gary Payton.
And Malone. And it was a fun story.
Yeah, but
they got beat by that Detroit team that
that's
you
right.
love so much.
What? The 2004 Pistons, Chris. How do you hate that team? What did they do to you?
I don't. I like them.
You know what?
I
Yeah.
I just remember you in the pom-poms
stop
and the
it.
black and white shoes
Yeah,
with the
all right.
bells on them at the game. That's all.
Never, ever. But
do you agree, though, those dudes are done winning championships?
Yeah, they're not going to win.
the
Nah,
team?
absolutely. I mean, I think we've all understood that the ship has sailed on that, and I think it's pretty obvious. And this year is a clear example of that, Chris, with all of them being out so early in the playoffs, and it just feels different. And you don't get it, that doesn't. It wasn't like they're out because something happened to them. They got beat and they're older. You know what I mean? It wasn't like they were all hurt and you got to wait for them to be healthy next year. No, they were healthy and they played and they lost. So it's hard to believe that a year older they're going to be any better. You don't get better as you get older.
Yeah, I look, I think of the three in the positions that they're in now as far as their teams, the one with the best chance still, and I don't think he'll get it either, is LeBron.
Only
because he has Anthony Davis. Yeah. Right. But I still don't think they win. You would, Rob, and this is possible, I guess, there'd have to be injuries in the West. Because here's the thing, as much as I think because of experience, they probably beat, and I could be wrong because Minnesota's looking really good, but, their experience against Minnesota's youth, and I know Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns and Conley have experience, but their best player is young. And you don't usually see a guy that young take a team deep. It's happened. Kevin Durant, and, he had Westbrook and Harden. It's happened a few times, but for the most part, guys like that are clearly their best player on their team, it takes them a little while. OKC, obviously very young. But next year, those teams are getting better. OKC might be a legit contender now, Rob, but they almost certainly will be next year. Minnesota, same thing. Denver's not going anywhere. New Orleans will be better. Sacramento, San Antonio won't. I don't think they'll be at the level of contention, but they'll be better. But I'm talking about the even teams, above them. All those young teams are going to get better. So, and Memphis, Rob, with Ja Morant and Steven Adams back, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with, presumably.
Yeah, you would think so.
I don't think that they're going to win anymore. Ironically, Rob, I talked about them joining forces. The team with the most cap room, $72 million this upcoming summer. Maybe this will change your mind on whether you like to see them team up.
All right, let me hear it.
The Detroit Pistons.
No, I still wouldn't. No, that wouldn't change my mind.
I know that they wouldn't do it because I just can't even imagine them. I can't imagine them doing it in the first place. But Rob, I don't know.
Steph ain't going to Detroit. Just stop it.
No, I don't think. But, Rob, we've seen it before. You mentioned it in Houston with Olajuwon and Barkley and first Drexler, then Pippen. We saw it with the Lakers, Shaq, Kobe, Peyton Malone. And there might be another instance that we're not thinking of, Rob. Gosh, I would love to see it. It would be interesting. And I got to be honest, I actually think we talk about, like, it's hard to fit LeBron in with teams because of the way he plays. Those three actually would fit together. Durant can fit with anybody. LeBron can be the primary ball handler. He could be Draymond Green on steroids. Not defensively, but offensively. And then Steph as your shooter? Oh, my gosh. I'm getting excited. I know it's not going to happen, but I'm getting excited.
You're like...
Talk about it, guys. When you go, where they going to be? Vegas? Where they going to be training? Talk about it. Think about it.
Don't do it. We don't need that.
Rob, it would be great. It would be awesome.
I'm good to where they are now. We don't need to see some...
You rather them just be NBA dead.
Yes, I like that because they've had a nice run. They've won championships. They've done their thing. Step aside. Let the young guys get a chance.
If you step aside, retire.
They need to retire. They need to retire.
Why? They're still playing great.
They're not winning.
Why should they retire?
Let other people win. I'm tired of Steph.
Let other people win. You know Where's your competitive nature?
Well, there it is.
What kind of competitor are you?
My competitive nature.
Are you letting other people win now? No. You trying? We rolling. We taking names, baby, up here at the Odd Couple. We owe this dirt, and we up in here competing with these young boys.
At least for a little bit longer. All right. Eventually,
at least a little bit.
A little bit longer.
Now, yeah, it would. Look, here's the thing.
I hear your dream scenario. Right.
I know it's
I know. But I'm just saying.
But
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say the thing, Rob, is that these guys have competed against each other. Right? Like LeBron wouldn't go to Golden State, I don't believe, because it's Steph's team. And you know, Steph's somebody, they both got 4 championships. That's kind of, I mean, he's better than Steph, we know. But, you know, I don't think it'd sit well with him. I don't think Steph would come to LA because it's LeBron's team. Durant has really, Rob, competed more with LeBron than he has with Steph. Same position, similar sizes as far as height. You know, at one point, there were some that thought maybe is Durant better than LeBron, you know, all that. So I don't see him joining LeBron. So I just think that's a whole nother element that would deter it, Rob, is that these guys have competed. And you know, not only on the court, but just in terms of their legacies and who's better and all that. So that's another deterrent to it. But I mean, I know it's a pipe dream. I know it's not even, you know, close to happening, but it will be great. I bet you the listeners would like to see it.
All right, let's see what they say.
Rob just being a hater.
I am a hater.
I bet you'd like to see Shohei Ohtani.
No, I wouldn't.
It with the Dodgers.
No, I wouldn't.
You're seeing it with the Dodgers. All they need is Aaron Judge.
No, I wouldn't. Point. I wouldn't want to see that. I wouldn't want to see
really?
Aaron Judge go to the Dodgers.
You wouldn't want to see that?
No.
What do you think about the Dodgers
They're like a rock band, the Dodgers. I don't want to see that.
It's fun though, right?
I mean, Chris, as a storyteller and a story in line and to see how it plays, you're right about those things. I'm just saying we don't need to see that. We've seen them. They've won. They've had their moments in the sun. Just play it out. You know what I mean? And keep playing. But to put them together and try to make some
I'm not sure they win.
No, that's not guaranteed. I mean? We talked about it.
Yeah,
it would be like the Golden Guys you're trying to do. Make a TV show.
You're probably watching that right now.
No, it's not on.
Golden Girls. Oh yeah, you're in the studio.
Yes.